As each year winds down, many of you are hoping that that new label that you just came up with will catch fire in the following 12-month cycle, spurring the X year is my year tweets and Instagram posts that we are all tired of and familiar with. Unfortunately, most of your hopes will quickly be dashed by a hard dose of reality, and that new brand you came up with will follow behind all the other would-be great ideas that simply had no footing. But fear not, ladies and gents, we're going to tell you why that label failed, or at least how to make sure that you don't make the same mistakes as those before you. So, I'm your boy Reggie Casual, and today on The State we explore why most new streetwear brands fail. Passion. It's great to have passion. You know how many people say that they have like a passion for like cooking, basketball, music? Music is a big one. And fashion would certainly be among the top of what many claim they have a passion for. And most would-be streetwear entrepreneurs say the same thing. But the thing is, you can have all the passion in the world, but if your work ethic and business acumen isn't on par with your passion, then you might as well call it quits before you even start. You see, passion only gets you so far. The unwavering desire to explore something is strong indeed, but to make that a career requires work. And most would-be streetwear entrepreneurs lack the work ethic and skills to make their labels a true reality or success. And we're not just talking about hustle work. Anybody can hustle. I can hustle. But can you make an accounting spreadsheet, a product plan, a product lineup, or even a profit and loss sheet? Do you know what the process of making your brand is like? Any cut and sew skills or screen printing skills out there? If not, then you're headed in a very bad direction. And if you can't do these things, then you probably should get help. Get some help, y'all. Here's the thing. A lot of new brands try to do this thing alone. And while it's possible to go through this process of label making alone, it's freaking hard. It's not easy, especially today. I mean, you can't do everything, right? Like websites, social media. And you would much rather be focusing on design than actual office work and profit margins. So if you can't do all of that stuff, or you're just terrible at numbers or something, find someone who can do it. Learn how to delegate and collaborate. That's like half a business anyway. You never know, like the right person might help propel your idea to new heights. Just be sure to have contracts in place. Speaking of which, be more professional, okay? Yeah, you're in street fashion, you don't care about all that, but be more professional. Did you make a line sheet, a tech pack, an order form, SKU numbers, brand book? How about a physical lookbook? Have you called shops for meetings with all that info in hand to get your stuff in a shop? Do you know what any of those documents I just said are? Does your email still read yourbrand@gmail.com, or does it say info@yourbrand.com? All of these things mean that you're serious, and you have the perception of seriousness. Buyers actually take you seriously. Key point. Because if you don't take it seriously, you start doing dumb things like faking success or faking promotion. Listen, we all know it's hard to start a label, and it's so easy to have this perception that your brand is doing amazing with all these numbers next to your social media account. Except if you're not selling a damn thing, it doesn't matter. People are not going to be attracted to your label simply because you have a lot of numbers. They need a cosign, and that cosign doesn't always have to be from a famous person. It can literally be the community that you're representing itself. I mean, focus on what people want to wear in the community that you represent and make them feel as if they're in an exclusive club. Would you rather have 3,000 people who are dedicated followers of your brand who are likely to buy something, or 10,000 people who are either fake or meh towards your brand? Forget about the numbers. It's all about connecting. Connect more. It's all about connection. And some of you out there are probably looking at the video and be like, just whining. It's hard to do the legwork, and the money doesn't come quick enough, and I'm tired of my brand not being noticed. It's so dope. Well, that means you simply aren't that passionate enough. And that's what passion really is. Beyond the money, it's the willingness to completely dedicate your life and time to the craft of what you do. going to events, studying the market, being better, being a better designer, making a lookbook, a decent website, reaching out to people, continuous progression and updating, learning the ins and outs of your career, of your business. Because the biggest reason why most brands fail, it's because they never did any legwork outside of the idea stage. They just thought their idea was great. They use social media only instead of hitting the streets, and start doing this self-promotion thing by hyping up their own brand on like YouTube comment boards. I mean, I must admit that some of those are actually quite comical. But seriously though, the best way to not fail is to hone in on the craft, because if you do that, you gain a ton of skills which may prove useful in the future, and sometimes you may find out that you're not well suited to do the whole brand thing by yourself or at all. Or maybe you apply the knowledge you gained to do something you had no idea would work, but it did, and if you were just more consistent and didn't worry so much about making every inch of it perfect, it would be huge. Like applying that knowledge to a YouTube channel about Japanese fashion. Yeah, you could have did that. Now here's the thing, even a lot of trained designers never make their own labels because they don't have the stomach for the business. It's super difficult. Streetwear is a bit unique because the labels are predicated on people who are not only about the culture but also about business. And as shady as it sounds, monetizing the culture by putting a design method behind it. Fair enough. And while there are a ton of other missteps that labels make, none are more glaring than simple ineptitude because of pride. So cool down on the pride. Stop being so prideful. So that's it. And of course there's a ton more, but hopefully the next year will be your year. Until then, let us know what you think are common missteps that new street fashion labels make in the comments. Thumbs up if you like this video, and be sure to follow on Instagram right now, son, for the visuals, and Twitter for the info on brands doing big things here in Japan. Help us make the show better by supporting us on Patreon. You can do that. That's always great. But most importantly, keep it locked right here for all of your info on international street fashion and culture from Tokyo. It's your boy, and keep it casual. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. And we out. I liked it. It was smooth, like a nice beer.